Baltimore and Houston rescheduled from Week 2 because of Hurricane Ike, set to be played here in Week 10, and it's big for both teams. Jason Horowitz, CBS Sports' Charley Casserly, glad to be with you on the NFL previews presented by Comcast. And Charley, the story headline going into this one, in terms of the Texans, Matt Schaub out, Sage Rosenfels in. What do you lose by not having Matt Schaub?
I don't know you lose very much. Rosenfels actually has a winning record at quarterback, and Schaub doesn't. So I think what you got there is a guy that can move the offense, spread the ball around. He's got a good arm. His problem is he'll turn the ball over at critical times. But guess what? Matt Schaub has done the same thing. So I don't think they lose a lot offensively with Sage Rosenfels going in the game.
Yeah, and you see it right there, 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Now, what people do remember is that Sage Rosenfels, they remember him helicoptering and being knocked around, and they want to say it's his fault they lost to the Indianapolis Colts. Okay, but before that, those last 4 minutes, he was really good against the Indianapolis Colts in that game. On the other side, you've got a quarterback who's been good all season, and he's getting better. When you look at Joe Flacco, Charlie, what has he done with the Baltimore Ravens?
Well, I think he's been a beneficiary to 2 things that really help a young quarterback: a great defense and a great running game. So those 2 things take the pressure off there. But what he's done, he's shown he has ability to play in league. He's got a strong arm. He can make big-time throws. The biggest thing he's done in talking to the Ravens, though, is he's shown poise in the pocket. He's got a command of the offense. He's a smart guy, and by just showing confidence and knowing what he's doing, that gives the other players confidence around him.
And the other part to that is, you mentioned the great running game. It hasn't just been one guy, because Willis McGahee, for the most part this year, has been banged up. It's been LaRon McClain, and last week it was Ray Rice. Do you think he can run on the Texans' defense this week?
Yeah, I think he can. You know, Texans have not had a very good year defending the run. Ray Rice showed what he can do last week. He was able to make some big runs in the game. The other thing with Ray Rice, he's a low center of gravity guy. He's got really good instincts. He can make quick cuts in the hole. This guy's an effective runner. I think he'll have a good day against Houston this week.
Now, the Texans last week, their 3-game winning streak was snapped. They went up to Minnesota. They lost 28-21. What hurt them in that game that you think may be a trend that may hurt them this week as well?
Oh, it's turnovers. It's been hurting them for 2 years now. Turnovers, whether it's fumbling the football or throwing an interception. They've got to eliminate that, and Rosenfels is the #1 guy. He's got to be the first guy to eliminate it. Now, they're undefeated at home. They need this game. The crowd's going to be with them. However, turnovers are the key to the game.
And Terrell Suggs, Ray Lewis, Lodi Nada, guys that you love, guys that have been playing very well. One of them, Terrell Suggs, in a contract year. He's been taking touchdowns. He's been taking the turnovers for touchdowns 2 of the last 3 weeks. So we'll see how that plays out. Let's throw it all into the computer. AccuScore prediction: 10,000 tests, 10,000 results, and see what the computer likes in this one. It's almost a toss-up. Baltimore 5-3, but maybe the computer still doesn't believe in Joe Flacco, despite the fact that he has not thrown an interception in the last 3 games, 4 touchdowns, no picks. Who do you like, Charlie?
I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens, and for this reason, they might be getting a little bit healthy in the secondary. Where's that key? The key for Houston is their passing attack. They have been able to throw the ball on everybody all year. They got a lot of weapons. I think Rosenfeld will come out. He'll be hot. I think they'll get off to a fast start. But here's the problem. I don't see them licking or whipping that turnover problem they've had this year. I think it's still going to be there, as you pointed out, with that aggressive Baltimore defense, with all those great players they got there. They'll force 1 or 2 turnovers in the game. They'll control the line of scrimmage when they have the ball on offense and run it. And Joe Flacco will be able to make enough throws during the course of the game against Houston's secondary. Baltimore has too many things going for them in this game.
And they also have a lot of momentum. Let's not forget, they were down 14 at Cleveland and came back to win by 14 or by 10. So they have a lot of momentum going into this game with Houston. It is a 1 p.m. Eastern start on CBS, and for more on this game or any other in Week 10, be sure to stay with CBSSports.com. Watch everything else on the CBS Audience Network. For Charley Casserly, I'm Jason Horowitz. Take care, folks.